Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Heat Army podcast. Before we go any further, a massive thank you to our sponsors and partners. We'll get that out the way because it has been the FA Cup draw tonight. We have been pulled at home against Walsall, their leaders of League Two, in the next round. Everyone's awash on social media thinking it could be a TV game. Fingers crossed it might be. I'll bring the boys in, and we're joined by Mark Crovers as well. Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Evening, David.
Me, Steely and Mickey watched the game together on here. We watched the YouTube stream. There was a lot of oohs and ahs and thank gods and hisses that we weren't going to certain places. But home draw against good opposition, and anything can happen in the cup, as we've seen last weekend. I think it's been a good draw, and the financial aspects of this draw has been, hopefully can get better of a TV game. So it's quite the time, isn't it?
It is. It really is. I've not long been off the phone to Alan. I've got some reaction out there from him, and I think it's a tough game. First, we should say that.
Oh yes.
Yes, Mark is sitting on the floor. By the way, someone's just said there. But when you've got two kids under 11 running a mock, you've got to dive in any way you can. So I've just closed the bedroom door and come in here for 10 minutes before going back into a meeting. So it's I think when you look at what the boys did on Saturday against an unbelievable side at AFC Wimbledon, they've got to take heart from that, and that's kind of the message Alan was given, and also spoke about the hope that it'll unite the town and hopefully get the town and people behind the club as well. Obviously, there'll be a push on publicity before the game. I'm fairly certain it'll capture the attention of a few nationals as well. And as you say, hopefully it'll get a televised pick. I think it's TNT and BBC. I think they get 7 games or 8 games. So it's certainly got a chance. I think we know the usual favourites will probably be picked. I wouldn't be surprised if Salford are on there for whatever reason. As I'll be honest, as Alan said in an interview I've just done with him for the Chronicle, that he sort of discussed Salford and the possibility they'll be on. But he is right. I mean, look, especially giving the heroics of Saturday and the fact it's a League Two side, an informed League Two side going to a non-league side. Yeah. Why wouldn't they pick it, or at very least consider it? So I think there's a really good chance. I wouldn't be shocked. And fingers crossed to do, because I mean, yes, we want to talk about publicity and stuff, but the financial side of it would be massive. I mean, I know South Shields got 50 grand for their game, and obviously that's a good little boost for them as well. But I think we know, without going too much into details, the financial side of Gateshead is, it's not great. It never really has been, if we're honest. So that 50 grand or whatever it'll be for a second round televised tie would be massive. So
the run so far, you would hazard a guess, is close to 80,000 from the previous round as well, which is absolutely fantastic, and whatever they got from the gate split with Wimbledon. So it is very, very important. But I think obviously the financial aspect is very, very important. But for me, this weekend, we'll go into it a little bit later on when Mark leaves us, about obviously the reaction after the game from the players and staff, and also the magnificent pitch side video that Jack McGragan, the club's media manager, put up as well. I thought it really captured everything really well. And what we've seen in the dressing room afterwards, I think I said to Mark, I sent him a message saying it wanted me to pull my boots on and run through walls for him. So, and you add that into the context of players coming back at the right time. He's got choices to make now on a match day of who starts, who doesn't. He's got the luxury of maybe rotating, dare we say. It's all happened at a very nice time for Alan.
I don't know where to start with this. When you're on about that interview after the game, the video where they're in the dressing room, I was watching that and I'm thinking everything he said was right. And we just need a few players back. Hopefully, Lord Lucan will be back by then, hopefully. Kenton will be back. You already got a lot of the players back. Bakari and Johnson come back. The defence is tightened up a bit. Yeah, none of us expected anything at Wimbledon. So
no, And stay like we obviously watch the highlights a little bit later on, but it was just absolutely just phenomenal. And there's lots of talking points, lots of performances there. But obviously Mickey was there. We'll go into it more in depth. But I mean, just seeing the build up from the first goal with Max Melbourne's pass up, the nod on because Kane Adam was involved in the build up before the goal as well. The nod down, and that little pull back pass from Frank Newblade just had me. It was fantastic, and it was lovely to see Kane Adam just enjoying his football like as the team is. It's everything seems to be coming together. It's a nice thing.
I don't think enough's been made of that first goal. I think it's honestly. I think if that goal scored maybe under Mike or under Rob, I think a lot is made of it. And I think you look at right away from the back. When Melbourne's put that brilliant, it's a brilliant tackle because he could have easily dived in, but he's timed it perfectly, and he's got himself, without going too much into coaching talk here, his body position to make the challenge is perfect as a defender, and then he's some defenders would have just launched it. They would have just.
He instantly looked up, didn't he, and seen what was available.
Yeah, and then the little link up between Kane and Frank, and you're right to point out. I mean, the touch from Frank's lovely, and the pass is incredible. And Kane, I think when we look at him now, when he's going through on goal, you just expect him to score, and I think that's a long way from the. And I mean this with all due respect to him, the kind of hitty-missy nature that he had when he first came to the club. I think we're starting to see him more.
Yeah, and also the positioning of his shot as well. Because initially when I looked at the first time, I thought it was going to go across goal into the empty net where there was a big load of space, but it didn't. He went right down to the keeper's near side, and the keeper didn't have a chance. He put it right in the sweet spot. But yeah, no, it's just phenomenal, and I think what we need to do now as a club, as a fan base, and I put it on social media, and I think even Big Frank's even liked it, is it's a rallying call to Tyneside now. This is the time to get behind. Look, it's been a hard summer on and off the pitch. We know with the transition, I feel like we'd like this many times as Gateshead fans and covering the games with me and Mark. We always end up coming back to, look what's happened 6 months ago, but they're doing well now. We need to try and get past that and go look at this team now, because it is been playing together long enough, and I think it deserves the full back. And yes, there's been people staying away, but how can you stay away now? And that's what I'm hoping we can bring people in to see this and get behind the boys, because we've got 2 important games this week as well. As I say, the league doesn't stop for the FA Cup. It's nice to have that to look forward to, but he's got squad rotation for these next 2 games, and that's massive, absolutely massive, because we have ran players into the ground.
Can I just make a quick point before I go as well? I'm absolutely delighted for Fenton, John, because I think he's been really good this season.
Yeah.
We shouldn't forget that it's his first ever season in the National League. Yes, he's had loan spells at your Morpeths and clubs like that, and I think he was at Stockton for a spell as well, wasn't he? But to be in a starting lineup on a regular basis in the heart of midfield, which is a tough position to play. You've got to do everything in there. I think he's slowly is maybe harsh, actually. He's kind of gradually built himself up to what looks now like a National League midfielder. And I don't say that easily, by the way, but I think he looks at home at this level. He's finished. He makes it look simple. It's really not a simple finish. There's a lot of bodies between him and the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with my left foot, I would have finished it quite easily. But
top corner, no problem.
But look, I think for Fenton, his first goal for the club, to score in such a big game at a League One club, I really hope the kid goes on from this and builds and builds and builds. Because I think, when you look back to the Gateshead sides we spoke about in the past, when they've had crisis situations like your Tom White who came through. Look, I'm not going to say Fenton's going to go Championship or League One just yet, but these early stages are looking really promising, and I think the kid, with more confidence, can really go on and do something special at the club.
Yeah, definitely. It's as I say, when we spoke to him last week, it was nice to see him flourish. But Mark, you have to get off. So thank you very much for joining us. Short but sweet, as like Mark is. But we'll.
It depends what you're talking about, Dave. Right, anyway, I'll see you Saturday.
Cheers. Thank you very much. There we go.
See you then, Mark. Take care.
Yeah.
Lovely to have Mark drop in with us.
I thought we'd just let him chat for a bit. By the way, just what you were saying, some of the recaps there. I also think big praise to Alan Armstrong as well. You know, it was when he got the job, lads. Come on, it was underwhelming. It was for a lot of fan base. We were a little bit, we're going to get behind him. He's our manager. But hey, credit to him. I mean, with what he's had in front of him, players and the squad, injuries, of course. And, I actually think he's actually doing a very good job if you look behind the scenes.
Obviously, I haven't got I don't want to put that up because I want people to watch it properly. I don't want to see it secondhand. Go and watch the pitch side video on the Gateshead YouTube account from that game and watch it. His footage from pitch side is beautiful. But afterwards, what Jack caught in the dressing room, obviously he's cut out the Fs. At least I think they were Fs anyway. And look, it's been one thing we haven't mentioned as well was the interview that went out on Friday evening beforehand about the current state of the club and what has been the task. And obviously those things alluded to that still hangs over our head from the former regime, which I don't know about, but it showed you that, look, this is an uphill battle. It's still an uphill battle. He's ready. He's there for the fight. He's enjoying it. And, it's starting to come together. I mean, look, yes, we beat Wimbledon. We're not the finished article by a long way, and I'm sure Alan will say the same thing. But it's nice little foundations. We've got to keep building. There's a 3-year plan. Keep going the way we are, hopefully producing players. As we mentioned there, even Josh Home, we need to mention him as well. He's in the starting lineup for a big game and held his own against League One midfielders and attackers. So there is lots and lots to talk about there. And I tell you what, because obviously Mickey was there at the game, I'll add in the highlights from the weekend, and we'll be able to talk about, because obviously Mickey, you were down there behind the goal, living it, breathing it.
Well, you can see the little fat lad jumping the run when the second goal goes in.
Here comes. Watch where he just pulls this back, then lets it go.
We were at the opposite end of the ground when that went in, but we just went absolutely bananas. I mean,
must have been one of the best away games you've ever had.
I'm very jealous.
In the FA Cup, well, I was fortunate enough. I was at Halifax.
So was I.
That was a good day, but when we come out the ground, none of us expected this. I've got to watch this again.
Boom!
And you see the little fat lad jumping around there. I was there with Davy Armstrong and John Pooley and Davy's son, and me, John, and Davy were ball boys way back when. So to spend the afternoon with them watching that, it was absolutely amazing. The 14-hour coach journey was a bit of a nightmare. And I've got to say, well done to Sam Jupp for organising the bus. It ran absolutely cracking until the bus driver wouldn't let off our trowel for 5, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That was the only thing that spoiled it didn't spoil the day. It was the only thing that really pissed us off on the day. Yeah. We had a great day. I mean, any of the lads who are from down south who live in London, the traffic is just an absolute bastard nightmare. I mean, we didn't get there till 2:45.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I've got to say, the stewards were absolutely amazing. They were joining in the crack. The stewards were brilliant. And
I saw your message. I saw your message, Wimbledon itself, the club, just to say that the stewards are doing a great job with you.
I mean, even the result hadn't went that way, it's still a nice thing that the stewards were good, and it just adds to the day, doesn't it, when you get that little bit of interaction where everything's nice and pleasant where you go in.
Well,
by the way, David, you have to answer Vanessa's question. She asked who we got.
Well, we've got Walsall at home, so there we go. And all the TV companies think we're in Scotland. Obviously, people are talking about, is the game going to be on? Emily has put, which weekend is the Walsall game? It's the 6th or the 7th, but could be the 5th.
It could be the 8th.
Or it could be the 8th. It's right through the weekend. That's if. If is the big word. But either way, we as fans have to push this game. We have to drag somebody along. Look, it really is imperative that we cash in on this. We know that the club needs the money. They need this, and we need bums on seats. We need people behind the ads.
Let's hope that we didn't overprice it. Let's be realistic about the price.
Hopefully they hold off on announcing anything until they know if it's a TV game or not. If it's a TV game, let's hope it's 15, 18 quid. Like, so they can still make a bit of money but entice people in. Ideally, it would be nice if it is a TV game, if it's on the Sunday or the Friday, because Newcastle are at home on the Saturday, which is always a bit of a pain when we tend to get these big games. But hopefully some common sense from TV companies. If we're all talking about it, but there's no guarantee. But yeah, it is lovely.
Just to finish off the obviously for you fans in the away end at the end with the players, we've all seen the footage now. Players, the manager, because to be honest, it's probably that disconnect with the manager, and it's probably made up on the Saturday because I know it's a bit of fun. But we, in the past with our big results, let's be honest, Mike and Cody never did that with us. And in fact, Mike did it when he went to MK Dons about 2 weeks after he left us, and we were a bit like, "Oh, well, he didn't do that with us."
Yeah,
so,
I mean, obviously, I'll put this up on there, just the pitch side stuff. We'll not put the end bit up because obviously we're not going to have the sound on. But please do go and watch it. You mentioned that, and it was lovely to see because there has been a lot of people that weren't awed by Alan Armstrong getting the job. We have said numerous times that when the job became available, we all had Alan in our top 5 of candidates. And look, I think I said it the other week. He was very honest in his first interview. A lot of people picked up on the youth element of what he said. He said, "Look, these players will either have good games, they might be hit and miss, and that's the way it's been." But no one could foresee having the amount of injuries that we had, which has also had a detrimental effect. But now, thankfully, we had a good squad to pick from, a fantastic bench as well. Come back for this game. The stars aligned, and we were better on the day, which is the most important thing. But now you've got to look at Alan Armstrong. He's molded a team together. All right, there is squad rotation. There's no names where you think they have to start. Like there probably is one or two, but
but
you know what I mean, though. There's competition for places. We haven't got just the start lineup and think, oh well, we'll make do with the bench. Now it's a squad, and he mentions that he goes, the squad is good, and he believes in them, and that's what we've got to do. But we've got to believe in the manager, give him some backing, because you've seen what it meant to him after the game. And Mickey, you were there, you were experiencing it. He's giving it the fist pumps, and the unity was there. Of course, it's a fantastic moment. But there's been some horrific things said online before before the ball was even kicked.
Yep.
And I think some people are not demanding they eat humble pie, but get behind him, and don't look for the win. Don't look for us losing to get a 1-over on somebody. This is where we are. This is where we're at. That interview on Friday night, go and watch it and see for yourself. The club is where it is, and dare I say, battling above punching above its weight again. Definitely with that result. So,
but you've got to see people are allowed their opinions, but sometimes
it's best to wait before you have them. See what actually happens first.
I know, but look, if we have the Southend game, the Rochdale game. And there's been a couple of others. It's been Altrincham. It was pathetic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think was it the Boston game where Panny got injured? We're flying in that game until Panny got injured. Bless him.
Yeah.
And then it was just one injury too many for the squad.
It was.
And but I've got to say this. I thought Curtis Edwards again. That lad has been an absolute godsend to us since he's come in.
He's
and Bakari as well. I mean, Adam Taylor watching this, I would watch these 2 goals. I'll need me.
But it is a good goal, isn't it?
The breakaway near the end where Josh Holmes slid it wide. I thought if we had scored that, the movement and the passing between them three players, I think it was Kane, Pennant, and then Josh Home. I think if that had a win in, that would have eclipsed the first one.
Yeah. I mean, it is just it's just been a lovely weekend, hasn't it, boys? It really has.
I know, but come away from there, and it felt like winning at Wembley again because none of us expected it.
No.
I spoke to most people on round about me on the bus, and all we wanted is to go down there and give a good account of ourselves.
Yeah,
I thought wouldn't get out. Yet now we'll come away with a 2-0 win. Yeah, they've had a lot of possession in that game. Don't get us wrong, but they've done absolutely nothing with it. I mean, Brooks has hardly really had to make 2 good saves in the whole game.
Mickey, even the diehards. Let's be honest. If we're being completely truthful, we weren't winning that game. Come on. A couple of years ago, we would have thought maybe because we thought maybe we had a good enough squad. But hey, credit to them.
They all look. Steve Farnfield's got some facts for you. We haven't played them since 1960, but we won 3-0 in that game. That was in April 25th of 1960.
Wow.
So 65 years of hurt for Walsall.
That was the year Steve bought his underpants.
It was. That had already been somebody else's for 4 years. And
Look
at that.
The roar when Lorimer scored that. The fat lad's jumping around again.
I wish you'd come across to the way ends. I wish you'd run across to the way end when the ball went in there.
I think he's just so excited, wasn't he?
I know.
I tell you what, the ground, the earth moved for everyone because I was jumping up and down.
Go on, Bakary, son. I tell you what, you know where it is? I would say we mentioned about Bakary the other week. He had a great game in the second half against, who was it? Who was the 2-2 draw? My mind went blank. Sorry, everybody.
Mine has now.
2-2
draw. The 2-2 draw last week. My mind went blank with the Truro. That was it. Yeah.
Yes.
And look, I mean, you've seen the way the lad was celebrating it. He's bought into it. He's only here on loan until January. Hopefully, that can be extended.
Oh, aye.
But the lad looks.
This is the move I was on about. Is it? No, it's not. There's the move coming up. It's an absolute cracking move between the three of them, where Pennant breaks away with the ball and feeds out. I think it's the Kane.
Absolutely. And as I said before, like with someone like Kane Adam as well, just enjoying while we've got him because honestly, he's beefed himself up. He's worked on his fitness.
It's 7 goals in 7 games for the lad, isn't it?
Yeah. He's fast. He's got the physical presence. He'll be in the Football League soon.
Well, Vanessa, I'm hoping that at this point in the season we look back and say, yes, the team, the squad, the manager all click. Let's hope we can push on and have a fabulous season. Well, yeah, what I hope is that we're competitive in every game. I think we're definitely going to go out there and try. In results like this show that we can achieve it. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and say, push up for the playoffs, but we just take each game as it comes and try and secure ourselves in this league sooner rather than later. Without going to the final day of the season or anything like that. Great save from Tien. And we've got St. Geordie has put evening all. Not a bad draw. Mickey, thanks for the heads up about the Grecians. And we've got great to see after the game.
The move, is it?
Is it? No, I think could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Great stuff. Josh Home muscling him out. Yeah. Oh, could have been also different, couldn't it?
Right. That would have been a hell of a goal.
It would have been amazing scenes at full time, says Mr. Luke. Probably all ticket against Walsall. Hopefully, get a lot of people in and get it, get money in the bank.
Hey,
Dreading January.
Did you see that, Mickey? Yeah. You see the security guards were clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again,
Steely, I was telling Davey today. I think it was one of Kane Adams' family ran as if he was going to run on the pitch.
Yeah.
And then he stopped short, but the stewards had ran across. And when he stopped and walked back, we all started laughing. The steward done like a Superman pose and started running.
But yeah, no, look at this. This is great
This
scene.
is class, man.
I'm jealous I wasn't able to go to this
I would
one.
love to have been there.
Yeah.
Honestly, what in the weird.
Yeah. So we've got, what's
Loud
this?
crowd.
Never has a phrase, "Oh, ye've little faith," been a more appropriate early in this season. Well, it's not over yet, but we're seeing blossoming buds. Brooks must be thrilled with getting a clean sheet against the League One side. Yes, definitely. I was
He went up and jumped on the fence, didn't he?
Yeah, I was 26 days old and jumping around the pram at the final whistle. That must have been about the game against Walsall back in 1960. But
Wow.
yeah, it's no, look, great scenes, and this is the bit I want to see here where Alan comes running through. Look,
Well, what it was is because we all went, whoa, expecting Fenton John to do it, and then Alan just come with a knee and done the fist pump.
yeah. No, it's
Are we
great.
gonna see
And
it?
you know what it is? There was some lovely messages on social media. Here it is. Look.
Either. And then Alan just runs up.
You can. Look, he's got the classic, got the
Loving it.
classic Copper 90 boots on as well. That's what I like to see a manager in. None of these
Big
flashy
Frank
boots.
as well.
Yeah, big Frank. But no, amazing scenes.
Do you reckon I had a few beers on the way back?
Oh,
I hope so. I hope
they
so.
could have been absolutely arsehole on the way when they got off the bus.
Yeah.
Sam
so.
Jupp probably was, and Sam Jupp had been on the drink probably 4 o'clock in the morning, if not before. He was watching the cricket, then just come straight out.
Well, he's young enough to do it. Young enough to do it. But no, just amazing stuff, isn't it? It's just but you just want to just magic moments and look with.
That's what being the football fan is.
It is. It's nice. You know what it is in the FA Cup. For me, being in the hat is a lovely thing, and we've had it twice this season with the build up of who are we going to get? Where could we go? And who could we come into us? And look, we went down to Wimbledon, won. Amazing. It's on and off the pitch. What a shot in the arm that is in the stands as well. Look, what can happen in 90 minutes against Walsall? We don't know. Yes, we played a team, the league above, but this is the FA Cup. Exactly. It doesn't mean anything who's playing. Anything can happen. And if we go into it and give a good account to ourselves, if it is on TV, even better. But this cup run so far has been a financial shot in the arm, and hopefully been a shot in the arm for the fan base, and hopefully we can get a lot of people back that have been missing on a match day. And that, I'm just buzzing. Proud to be a Gateshead fan. Always
coming back on the bus. That's what I was saying. Talking to people, saying that not only is it financially beneficial, it gets them the publicity. And if we could get a home draw, which we've since gone on and done, hopefully that will get the crowd in. And they half decent. You know what I mean? You can only put what if we get beat, we get beat.
Yeah,
it's the FA Cup, the top of League Two. They're still coming here expecting to win. If they can get away to League Two grounds and just drop down from League One, the top of League Two again, they're expected to get back up. They've probably battered teams on the road.
Oh, it's going to be a very, very tough game. You know what I mean? But we've just got to go into it and be excited about it. Why not? Why not?
We're excited now.
I mean, look. Yes, we got the FA Cup third round a few years ago against West Brom. I wasn't able to go to that one, so I'm like, I'm itching to get to the third round and go to a game. But you've just got to look around, and it's just nice to be in the mix. For many years, I've watched the first round of the FA Cup when we're not in it. The draw or the second round, and you just think, I wish that was us being talked about, and now we are.
Lads, at the beginning of the season, we said, what's going to be a successful season? I remember we sat and chatted about it. We've been realistic, and it was about being mid-table. That's what we talked about. And we said an FA Cup run. We said an FA Cup run with, raise the profile, decent money coming in. And let's be honest, we've achieved that. Even if we go out against Walsall, we've achieved it.
Certainly as well. There was some lovely photos as well. Lovely photos I haven't put up yet, but obviously there you go. Look, there's Alan. That's what he's the thumbnail. Teenan, look at that. He's got arms wider than the Time Bridge, and there we go. He's saying, "Who's listening to the Heat Army podcast?" That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Hey, he's enjoying his football. He's getting regular games, so he's enjoying
it's
it.
Nice. It really is. It's nice.
Good player as well.
I've got a little bit of housekeeping before we go any further. Friend of the show and stand-up comedian Gav Webster has a show on later this month on Friday the 21st at the Tyne Opera House and Theatre, or Tyne Theatre and Opera House it is. So if you fancy a great night of comedy, get yourself along and you'll see a magnificent show from Gav as ever. And as I say, he's a Gateshead fan as well. So show him some support and get yourself along and have a nice night, because guaranteed it will be. So yes, and also as well, hit that subscribe button. We've had lots of subscribers jumping on lately, which has been absolutely fantastic. Keep sharing the podcast, keep interacting. If you want to come on, reach out to us. We'll gladly have anyone on, and we'll try and get a Walsall fan on as well in the build up to the game.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward from someone from Walsall.
Hey, you've got to put it out there and speak to some people from around.
You're the from Walsall, I am. I'm gonna worry back on.
Also, as well, as I say, we're hoping to, as I say, I've spoken to Mick, haven't asked Steely, but doing another show on Thursday.
Absolutely, let's do it.
We've got the York game, and possibly, fingers crossed, maybe news on a TV fixture. That would be good, wouldn't it? And then, of course, we've got Solihull on Saturday as well on the 8th.
You know how Jack muted like the swearing from Alan. Can you have the same button, but for Mickey there, please?
I think we do, right?
Sorry, I know, but
I know.
You know we're like after the Lord Mayor's show.
Yeah. I'm happy for a league above tie at home, but still nervous, a bit nervous and still confident. Yeah, look, we'll go into it and play our game. And if we make the
free
third round,
I don't agree with free hits, but it's a free hit.
Yeah,
it's a free hit.
If we make the third round, who are you wanting? I just want to get to the third round before we start dreaming.
Let's play Walsall first.
Yeah, play Walsall. But no, it's great. And I mentioned to Mark there when we were speaking to him, there was lots of names on the bench, Butterfield, Telford, who, there's players that, and Hurst didn't start. There is players available, fresh leg to come on Wednesday, and it's going to be an exciting game. There'll definitely be fireworks. Hey! But obviously, I think it should be a game that hopefully, because they had the disappointment of losing out late in the FA Cup to Barnsley, they will give it a hell of a lot in that game. Obviously Yorkshire derby there, and it looks like they've really played well down there as well. They pushed Barnsley right to the end. I think he did. He come on in the second half substitute, so obviously it'll be Greg's first game against us if he starts or comes on off the bench.
So
if
anybody's got any sense, you play one of your old players.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Sean White's got a sneaky feeling we would beat Wimbledon. I said 2-0 a few pals before the game. Well, you should have said it in the prediction league, and somebody did.
Sean, you should have.
Somebody did. Somebody claimed that prediction league table.
They?
Yes, it wasn't me.
You said 3-2 win, so you did already.
I did. And it is. I haven't uploaded the prediction league table. I'm about to do it now.
I tell you what, we just come back. We're talking about getting to the second round here. All three of us have witnessed Gateshead being on the end of the shocks.
Yeah.
Contact. Billingham, Symphonia.
Oh, God, hi.
Gainsborough Trinity.
Yeah. Oh, we've been on the end. We've had to witness them. I mean, 4-0 or 4-1 at home of Gainsborough Trinity. They were 2 days below at the time.
That was the infamous Ben Cole game.
Yeah. And Jim Platt being a knob.
Yeah.
I tell you, one of the crushing ones for me was, can remember the second round we got home to Tamworth. And everyone was sitting there thinking, home game against Tamworth, we'll beat them. That won't be a problem. Who are we going to get in the third round? What a stinker. We got beat 2-0.
When they got Tamworth.
Everton away. In the next round, I was devastated by that. Was a bad one to lose.
Yeah.
I had someone's just sent this before going to the prediction league. What do you think of Rob Ramshaw's injury in the Spennymoor game? I didn't know anything about it.
Didn't know anything about it.
I hope he's all right. I don't want to see anyone out the game.
That doesn't sound good, though, does it?
No, he's a bit of a legend down there, isn't he? So
I mean, now we're rivals, but
first
of all, I hope you get well soon, Rob. But Aaron Wearmouth for Blythe, that's a really nasty injury. What that lad's had, and that. Even though he's had a rival team, get well soon, Aaron Wearmouth, and all.
Yeah, I think there's
been. Fully agree with you.
Is it me, or are we just noticing injuries more, or hearing about them
I
more?
think it's the boots. I really do.
Yeah,
the amount of ACL at the minute.
What do you think of the modern day boot?
Yeah, I think it's the boots.
Mm-hmm.
These stupid blade things.
Just too fancy on the top.
But I think it's
the top of the foot where the injury's held, isn't it?
The knees, like the ACLs.
The injuries, ACL and MCL.
There's a lot of metatarsal breaks as well, isn't it?
Because the boots are like slippers now.
Yeah. So, but well, anyway, right. Let's get to the prediction league, and there you go. And Alan Guest has got himself up the league there.
Alan,
look at that.
Wow, well done,
Alan.
The only man. He's got himself up to 5th. He's knocked me and Steely down a peg or two. And but at the top, Darcy Gray is still riding high on 38 points. Trina in second on 18. Josh Walden in third on 13, and Vanessa is on 11 points. Of course, we've already done the predictions for York in the last one, and we'll continue with the prediction league on Thursday for the Solihull match on Saturday. So,
What's your thoughts on the York game? Those got a Steely. Oh wow!
You know what it is? I think if we can't ride the crest of a wave, then. I think we've got to go into it. I'm not saying go into it full of confidence, but got to go into it with some belief that we can get something from the game. It is a tough one. It is going to be a very tough one, but this is the first game in a long time we've been able to rotate the squad and rest certain players. You've got Dom Telford on the comeback trail still, Hurst on the bench, Butterfield will have fresh legs for this one. I think this one's going to be won and lost in midfield, if I'm honest. With the caliber of player that York have got, and I think I would love to think we could get 4 points from the next 2 games. 6 would be unbelievable. 3 would be decent.
I'd take 3.
Yeah,
I'd take 3 as well. I tell you, I think the first 15 minutes are going to be crucial because they're going to come out the blocks. They're at home, and they're an all-attacking team. So, I think it's going to be really crucial just keeping it tight that first 15.
Well, Steve Farnfield's been in a time machine and only just realised. He said, "Mickey, did you realise that Tommy Woodrington had been sacked by Aldershot?" Yes, we had a good 20-minute conversation on that about 4 weeks ago.
And Stevie wasn't sacked. He actually resigned. He actually walked away.
Walked out.
He walked out because he's been snapped up by who?
Eastbourne.
Yeah.
Hang on, injuries. Gavin Rhodes put injuries. I think it's the boots and the switch between artificial grass surfaces when training and playing. Also, the speed and power the lads are moving at. Yeah, well, the blades are not like studs. Studs can obviously grip the turf, but they allow the foot to turn. Where these blades just lock in. They're more for straight line speed, aren't the blades?
I wouldn't have a clue. I think it's more to turn with. That's why the knees are gunning.
I'm wondering if they're not turning. No, I think it's more straight line speed. And when they go to turn, the blades are ripping into the grass harder. So I may be wrong. It could be the other way around. But there's got to be something in it, hasn't it? And
there's got to be some science there. Surely someone can look into that.
Yeah, it may be back to the bread and butter at York, but let's hope it's a huge confidence boost from Wimbledon. Exactly.
Yeah.
Look,
I agree.
I think there will have been new bonds builded in that team. You've seen them, like everyone was hugging each other. It was great. Not that I thought there was any divides in the team, before the game. But look, you could see, Bakary, who's a lone player, hugging Armstrong from behind and really celebrating. You're like, well, he's bought into it. He's believing in the manager that's brought him in for a couple of months. And if he's doing that.
Even on the bus with a few beers, because everyone would be relaxed and they would have been enjoying a good atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even stuff like that.
They would have had Frank Nuble's album on, listening to all the hits. Yeah. And also, I believe he's got a new song coming out. That's why I pull it back.
Oh dear me, man! Maybe this is a family show. Wow.
I'm on about the pass back. I'm at the pass. Pull it back and. Anyway, we've got David Cuthbert. Club need money. How do you get in a position where you need to sell alcohol in the weekend, missing out on a load of money with big followings coming? Good if they get sorted before the Warsaw game. I'm sure they will.
By the way, just on that note, do we get any revenue from the sales of?
Yes, it's because we run the concessions now at the game.
Right, okay.
So it's a club that does that. So yeah.
It's easy to get one.
I'm sure it'll be in place. And obviously there was the big interview with Bernard and Alan on Friday night that went out.
Realistic.
Yeah, it was very realistic. There was the home truths that were told earlier in the talking. They were re-elaborated and maybe doubled down to try and maybe put some realism on the way people are thinking about how Gateshead will do this season. I
still think they need to get things sorted at club level, getting stuff in. And I'm sorry, but we've mentioned that the foundations need building, and I know it's early days. Rome wasn't built in a day, but there's still not enough people at the club working. People have volunteered their services and have been, in my opinion, haven't been recontacted again.
Yeah. And as you said, it's just like it's things like trying to. Obviously, we've had some low crowds this season, and trying to get like incentives and get out there in the community, the school, trying to get the the name. So no, I agree with what you say, Mickey, and I'm sure they're aware as well. We can see
I'm not having to go at them.
Yeah,
they need to get that sorted.
Yeah,
definitely.
They need office staff there at least Monday to Friday. They sort emails and pass it on to the relevant people.
Yeah. Well, we've got it.
We've got enough people. Simon Johnson's running around like a blue arse fly.
Yeah. We've got a message from, I think, a new person here. S. David 300. Evening, lads. Thank you very much. You can join us if you and send a message. As I say, lots of people just watch, but please do like and subscribe and interact with us. That's what we want. Everyone's views are very much wanted. Evening, lads, a fantastic result away at Wimbledon. Big credit to the Heed Army that travelled down. Yeah, so we all would say Mickey was part of that, and I'm very jealous. Good to see us get a home game in the next tie. Should be a big crowd. Let's hope it is. And I think in incoming podcasts, that's what we want to do. We want to try and push it out. And I think, I'm sure the Tyne Tees and stuff might, get involved as well in the build-up because we are the only team left in from the region in the second round. So it'd be great if we can get get the attention on us on that one. Angel of the North, of course, our friend Tracy, who will be on the show on Thursday night with Steve Thornton from the foundation. They'll be giving us a big update on everything there. And she did tell me to link something about the foundation page on Facebook, and I'll get to that very, very shortly. Of course, on the 22nd of November, there is a what's the
Selection
name?
Box Collection.
That's it, Selection Box Collection. So if you'd like to donate to that, please do, because they do magnificent things. The foundation. If you haven't watched the
Ballroom Wood game,
it is the Ballroom Wood game. Yeah, so please do that. And we've got St. Geordie's, but they are crying out for more volunteers. Well, let's hope they do take it up on it. The club need to apply for a license to serve alcohol the last 3 weeks before the game is going to take place. Well, as I say, I didn't get to go through that there because I alluded to the other things that she was on about. There was one game where the licensing issue, but hopefully that's all sorted. So that looks like that was just that one game. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, no, I mean, this has just been a bit of a show of loving the weekend. Enjoying being in the FA Cup with possibility of. Yeah, I am. I mean, the possibility of a TV game as well would be very nice to get.
Surely we're going to be ignored.
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will.
Well,
the Charlton game, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, Steve Thornton. Steve Farnfield, you might not know this, has been writing down all the Gateshead stats on the back of his underpants for many a year. That's what it's actually the ink and the stains holding them underpants together. And it's what Gateshead and York have head-to-head. He'd have won 7, drawn 3, and lost 3 of the last. That's what's 13 fixtures only apply in the National League. So yeah, there's that
was before York spent over $1 million.
Yeah, it was. And,
only lost 3 games. No, that can't be right. I know. I've been down that ground and lost more than 3 times
in the last 13 games. Like Saturday is why the FA Cup is so special. I was on 5 Live 606 phone in, putting us in the spotlight. If anyone wants to listen back on BBC Sounds, an hour and 25 minutes.
I will definitely listen to that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just nice to have a bit of positivity all round. And we've got a game coming up this week, 2 games, and hey, nice to be a Gateshead fan at the minute. But as I say, the job isn't over. It never is at Gateshead, and we have to do our part. We really do. We've got to get this game promoted, whether it's on social media, whether posters are made, I don't know. But let's push it to the max. And hopefully, as I say, we can. And also as well, as I say, the singing section sounded fantastic on them videos, and the noise that was made down at Wimbledon. Let's get that made at home. Let's get that absolutely rocking at home, where we're at a point where people go, I want to come back to this.
Yeah.
Let's make the clothesline raw. You young lads up there, you do a fantastic job. Drag your mates along, get more people involved. That's what we need.
There was something I was going to say there, and it's just completely gone out of my head. Just go on, and I'll come back to it, because there was something I wanted to say and I forgot.
It's funny. Yeah. It's been a great 48 hours, because obviously the last round, when we won to get into the first round, we then got the draw, and then we came on live on air on the podcast, and we're deflated a little bit, because it was, we'd seen Shields get a nice draw, etc., and then we were away to Wimbledon, and we'll be like,
yeah. Well, it wasn't a nice draw, was it? They got spanked in the end, and that's
what I was going to say. Big kudos to Mark, who come on last for the Wimbledon fan.
Yeah.
They were brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the odds signers were pulling in on the bus, and there was one idiot trying to wind her up and giving her come over here, and he basically got ripped to pieces verbally. I can't really sing the songs we're singing, but
yeah.
But
you get the idea.
But Mark Lewis was good crack on here last week. I mean, and majority of the women people I sport, they were good as well.
I've heard him since on a podcast, and he speaks well. He speaks highly of Gateshead. So
he sent me a message straight away after full time and said, well done. He's really deserve it and everything. So that's lovely. Nice bridges built. But there is one little thing that we could ask you all to do, please, and that is nominate us for best non-league podcast on the non-league Bible. We've retweeted it, so just nominate us at heed_army in the replies to this post. So have a little look. We have retweeted it, so give us a vote and see if we can make the final again. We made the final last year, but unfortunately didn't win. But this year, we're looking svelte, we're looking sexy, and as I say, we'll put the Frank Newbley album on to celebrate if we win that one. But it will be good. That would be very nice if you could do that, honestly. It would mean a lot if we can get more eyes on the club, because that's ultimately what this is about. It's not about us, it's about the club. And these players, I want to go through a few. At the minute, I thought, Ferguson has been a bit of a rock forward at the back. He's been ever present more or less this season. Bakary, since he's come in, has been good. Josh Home and Fenton John, I think I didn't slate them, but I think I owe them an apology, because I said I wasn't of the opinion they could play in the same side. And I am eating humble pie, and it tastes delicious. They're both developing.
I'm not going to say no about Fenton, because he's not what I said about Fenton all along.
Yeah, no, but as I say, no. Look, I'm not a hypocrite. I'll admit when I'm wrong.
I apologise to Macaulay, because when we're saying Macaulay Langstaff, what we're saying,
exactly. Exactly. You know, if anything, we're just as thick as anybody else. But no, look, credit where credit's due.
We've all got opinions.
Them two lads have knuckled down and really, you know, they've brought themselves in. Kane as well from this time last year. You've got to say, wow. Even Big Frank, you know, like when he came in, it wasn't happening. Neither was the club at the time. Let's be fair. But no, like, you know, like people had opinions. You know, they would have looked at him for journeyman here for a bit of money, and you know, you look at what he's doing. And you said, Mickey, when you've been pitch side at Morecambe and obviously on Saturday, you see him talking to the young lads. He brings so much, and he's also bringing in fantastic passes and link up play, and even scoring goals.
Frank's not just a player. Let's be honest. He's more than that. You know, he's big in the dressing room. And he's got a big personality as well, and and he obviously he's been
I've heard of many things, but not personality.
Yeah, but no, it is. It's lovely. It is nice, isn't it? Nice to see things just clicking and gelling together, and hopefully it can build. And you know, look, we might not have another podcast like this season where we're all happy. Enjoy it.
What about predictions before? Colin Scott, how do we do for a 5-1 defeat?
Yeah,
you weren't early right, Colin, with South Shields. It should have been.
Well, hang on, I'm getting breaking news that there's been a big influx of Savlon being sold for the backsides of the South Shields players after they were spanked on Sunday. So fantastic stuff. No, look, there's a lot of players there who I love and respect, and of course Ian Watson. I'm not going to deny I'm happy you got beat. So
look, it's one of them things. It's, you know, on another day they might have beat them. They had the first two chances, but look, it's hard lines. It would have been nice to see another Northeast team in there, but
yeah.
And well, as I say, Alan said, "What whenever if you watch the pitch side when he's talking in the dressing room, he goes, 'We're never training again on a Friday.' So we'll see how long that lasts."
You see the players. I've been telling you that for ages.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's you know, I hope everyone at home's got a smile on their face, whether you're watching this live or on the catch up. It's just nice to be, you know, looking forward to something. And the game's coming up. Yes, they're going to be tough. Every game's going to be tough, but if them lads give their all, then we're in with a chance. And let's just get behind them. That's all I ask. Get behind these lads. Get behind the manager, the backroom staff as well. I think they need a little nod as well, because there's a lot of work goes in there. There isn't many of them that they're covering many jobs. And look, it's working, and they deserve the praise when it's due. You know, if you cannot praise them when you do a giant killing, when can you? So everyone there, just you know, hope they enjoyed the weekend. But obviously, we go on to York, and we'll be back on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Hopefully, talking about confirmation of a TV game. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? So
I can't see that for another week or so yet. Like,
I don't know. I think it comes out within about 4 or 5 days. You know,
so quite quick, eh?
Yeah, it did last time. But who knows? We'll see. Lads, thank you very much. Thank you very much to Mark as well for joining us. And everyone, just have a nice night, have a nice day, and
have a nice night.
If you're going down to York, enjoy it. Let's hope there's fireworks on the pitch for Gateshead, and everyone drag a friend along to Solihull on Saturday for the home game, and get behind these boys what they deserve after what they did last weekend. So on that note, bye everybody.
Take care.